How do you summarise today's game?
First half really poor, disappointing. I thought they dominated us physically. Second balls, duels individually. I thought they deserved the lead. I thought they did all the ugly things really well. And I'm not saying they're an ugly team. I thought they did the basics of the game really well. And I thought they played the game really well in a cold League Two night. I thought we competed a lot better in the second half. Got ourselves back in the game with a really, really good goal. I thought we were a much better team in the second half, individually and collectively. But ultimately, and it's really, really hard to say this, but ultimately we found a way to lose again. And I've just spoke to the lads. I said, I love your DNA, I love your heart, I love your effort. There's a clear understanding of what we're all trying to do and what it looks like. But when I look back at our defeats, with the exception of Walsall, we've handed every defeat to an opposition team. And when I wake up tomorrow and I do reflect and think about other managers and how they beat us and what they have to do to beat us, obviously they have a game plan. Nobody just rocks up and thinks we'll hand them the game. But I can't help and think that Carl will go away, Grant's gone away, Darren at Port Vale will go away and say, bloody hell, that we've got lucky today.
How frustrating is that as a head coach, given that we've given them that early lead in the game?
It's really difficult because I want to come out and be constructive. I think it's important. We don't have a blame culture, and how we gave away the game tonight, it's pretty obvious what happened, particularly for the second goal. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to give you an answer because I don't have one. When I see the decision making we've made in certain situations, it's really, really difficult. They're a great group, really good people. We've got some very, very good players. I think we're a very, very good side. But it boils down to roles, responsibilities and mentality. It's not, I want to say, complicated information. I mean, balls in your box, clear your lines, turn them, get it as far away from the goal as possible when you're under pressure. We did the opposite tonight. We done something quite staggering, but tonight was one example. I think in each game we've lost, with the exception of Walsall, we've managed to find that way. So particularly frustrating.
There was an improvement in the second half. So what was said to get the boys going?
It was really black and white at half time. It was I don't want to say choice words because I'm not particularly like that. It was just made really clear what was expected of a Swindon team in terms of desire, effort, mentality, bravery, toughness. And it was I want to say, a man-up moment, and I thought we did that very well in the second half.
You touched on a lot of key words there. How do we address these things and get these results that ultimately this club deserves?
Really good question. Really good question. It's pretty easy actually. It's pretty black and white. When we talk about the things we're talking about, that they're really simplistic situations. How we have made these decisions, I don't know. And lots of people weren't at the game, so I get that. So what I'm trying to say is, in terms of our DNA and our brand and how we play, we're very, very good. In terms of our style and how we make deep completions and deep progressions and build up, really, really good. In terms of what we do defensively in our box, touches in our box, various things like that you look at from a defensive point of view, we're really, really good. That's a fact. Statistically, that's a fact. We've just been really guilty of making poor decisions individually this year in clearing our lines, picking up men, multiple things. It's I'm trying to talk to you without talking. I'm trying to tell you everything and tell you nothing almost. So apologies for that, because I always think post game it's difficult. Whether you win 5-0, lose 5-0, win 2-1, lose 2-1, it's an emotional time and you're still in the emotion of the game. I think when we talk again, building into the Gillingham game. Probably easier to go into a bit more detail. Probably easier to go into a bit more detail when you win a game, so as it doesn't look like blame or finger pointing that. But it's black and white what our Achilles heel has been this year.
Two absentees from Saturday, obviously Ollie Clark and Pau Glatzel. What's the latest on them?
Glatz was a tight hamstring. Ollie, just pure bad luck, just more bad luck. Ollie was starting tonight. I think tonight would have been perfect type of character we needed tonight in the game. The way it looked, he texted in this morning, or rang in I should say, feeling particularly ill. Jay Kane was the same, so that obviously hurt us in a way, because it massively affects the substitutions. I had to take Namdi off at half time, and I didn't want to take him off, but I know at some point in the second half I'm going to have to take him off. From a physical perspective, but we were really low on numbers in terms of having the ability to change that, so that was difficult. Doesn't help us, but it's not why we lost the game. Two goals in 2 games. Harry Smith, a good moment for him today. Yeah, just highlights how important he's been and what a big loss he's been to us. Changes the dynamics of how we do things, gives us a plan B, gives us another platform and option to touch on. Took his goal really, really well. I thought he led the line magnificently. And just brilliant to have him back. I think he'll see a difference in us with Harry in the team.
I want to give you a word to the away support today. Obviously a long journey on a Tuesday night, so a word to them today.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed. So firstly, a huge thank you. I understand. Although I'm a head coach of a football club, I've been a fan. I'm still a fan, and I know what it's like to travel and support your team through thick and thin. So a huge thank you to them, because it's a big ask. It's expensive. There's a lot of pressure on husbands and wives, mums and dads travelling away, bringing kids, leaving kids. So a huge thank you to them, and we need to give them some wins that they deserve for sure, 100%.
With that in mind, of course, Gillingham on Saturday. What are going to be some of the key focuses going into that game?
Just the things we've discussed tonight. It's pretty black and white. I really believe that whoever. I'm taking myself out of the equation, but in a hypothetical world, Henry, if you were manager of or head coach of Swindon tomorrow, I think there's not a lot you need to change, and I think there would be a lot for you that you would struggle to improve on, because it's already very good. But we need to sort out the individual decision making that we've made in the heat of the battle.